Hi, everyone. We are still doing the soundtrack thing. Okay. So, now, if you've been watching this whole way along and you've been watching the last few and you've noticed I've been dressed like this the entire time, I had to slip and fall down my stairs and it hurts too much to put a shirt on. So, I'm just wearing my nice big fluffy hoodie house coat because it's more comfortable. That's it. So, this is don't read anything into anything. If you find those beautiful and sexy, thank you. If you're watching this, you're not looking for me to look beautiful and sexy. Right. All these jokes are appropriate because we're talking about South Park Chef Aid. Ow! Yeah, that's right. Okay, so first and most important thing I have to say about this album is there is one song on this album. Actually, there's a couple songs on this album that I've actually karaoke'd. Actually, I think I'm about up to 4 at this point. But there's one on here that is a regular standard for me to karaoke, and I absolutely love it. It's one of my all-time favorite karaoke songs to do, especially out in the bar, because it just makes people lose their shit in a good way. All right. So, South Park, Chef Aid starts off with the South Park theme, as it should. Great way to start the album, works out perfectly. Second song on this album, I've actually talked about before. Nowhere to Run, Vapor Trail, performed by Crystal Method with Ozzy Osbourne, DMX, Old Dirty Bastard, and Fuzz Bubble. Okay, so a couple of cool things on here. Fuzzball, I think I just talked about these guys on the Godzilla soundtrack. Ozzy Osbourne, which is why I've talked about this song before. This was when I covered the Ozzy Osbourne Prince of Darkness box set. I talked about this song. Okay, and I did that for like a milestone one. So it's either, if you want to check it out, it either is 100 or 50. I'm not sure. I don't remember. All right, then we got Chocolate Salty Balls. P.S. I love you. This is the song I karaoke all the time. Oh my God, I have karaokeed this song for like 2 decades now. I love this song, man. Just so much fun. Especially, I do it a little bit differently, obviously, than Isaac Hayes did. Because when I hit the chorus, I hit it hard and heavy. Like Isaac Hayes hits it with that soul. Come on, suck on my chocolate, salty. I come running in with suck my chocolate, salty ball. I get animated and everything, but man, I'm a cartoon with it. I love being a cartoon. It's fun. All right. Then Brad Logan, performed by Rancid. That was confusing me for a second there. I'm not a Rancid person. Nothing against Rancid, just not punk that I was ever really into, so not a band I'm overly into. Then you got Come Sail Away, performed by Eric Cartman. So this would be Styx, Come Sail Away, and yes, I've actually performed the Eric Cartman version of it, including all the little interludes and stuff like that. I had a karaoke disc that was exclusively South Park stuff. It was so hilarious to do this song. And yeah, I got the voice and everything, man. Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me. Come on, you guys. Yeah. Oh, man. Ooh, paying for that now. Sorry, hold on. All right, moving on. Moving on. Then we're up to Kenny's Dead, performed by Master P. Okay, cool. Cool. I have a few minor issues, but they're just that. They're minor. Oh, man, dude, the Cartman voice hurt. All right. Only because you can't really sing along with the song, unfortunately. That's a thing. And I have a thing about that. All right. All right, I'm back. Okay, sorry about that, folks. All right. After Kenny's Dead, we get into Simultaneous, which is Chef. I don't understand his love for Kathy Lee. And I'll leave it at that. Will They Die For You, performed by Moss, Puffy, Lil Kim, and System of a Down. If you watched my review where I talked about Puffy / P. Diddy / pedophile, child trafficking MFer, can't believe he got off the way he did. Puffy, go watch my Godzilla review. I'm going to skip that track and move along. Hot Lava. Okay, so this is performed by Perry Farrell, and I cannot read the hell that font. Too much time on my phone. Hot Lava's funny. It's a good, funny song. Bubble Goose is enjoyable, which is Wyclef Jean and the kids from South Park, the four main guys from South Park. Bubble Goose is okay, but it doesn't. It's because of the kids being on it, screwing up and stuff like that is enjoyable. No Substitute, or is No Substitute the Kathy Lee song? Either way, they're enjoyable while you're listening to them. You know, they're otherwise, yeah, not songs I overly think of. Elton John, Wake Up Wendy. If Elton John was not a gay man, I'd have real concerns about this song. Otherwise, it's good too. Really well done, especially since it's supposed to be, you know, for the kids and whatnot. Horny. Okay. So Wake Up Wendy and Horny, all right? I'm going to have a small gripe here. The intro for Horny, I can understand them wanting to keep it separate so Horny can be just played as a song on its own. I get that. But I don't like that they slapped the intro for Horny on the end of Wake Up Wendy. They should have just put it on its own separate track, especially because it's long enough and funny enough to put on its own separate track. But to have it on at the end of Wake Up Wendy is absolutely stupid. That's just a bad CD production issue I got, or track listing production issue I got. I think it's stupid. Horny is funny in a very juvenile way, and a lot of it that makes it really funny is the fact that it's got the intro to it that it does. Hooban Stomp, performed by Devo. I like Devo, and I'm not talking about just Whip It. Fan of Working in a Coal Mine. Okay, those might be the only two I can think of off the top of my head. I think they had another song I think they had two songs on the heavy metal soundtrack, and I think I enjoyed both of them. I just can't remember the name of the other one. And I've already covered the heavy metal soundtrack a while back, so yeah. So this one compared to those didn't work as well for me, and I think a lot of it was just the production. Love Gravy, performed by Rick James and Ike Turner. I wonder why. Okay. So Ike Turner is a phenomenal bassist. I will not say differently. Ike Turner is a phenomenal musician. I will not say differently. Ike Turner beat the living snot out of Tina Turner because he was a controlling POS. And it surprises me a little bit that he was allowed on here for this reason. Feels weird. But we're also talking about the late 90s where being PC wasn't as important, I guess. And Rick James, bitch. Now, that being said, I honestly would have preferred the Chef version of Love Gravy over this version, but I really did like Ike Turner's bass work on it. Then you got Ned Jablonski doing Feel Like Making Love. What a great joke. Guy with a freaking talk box doing a song where you're supposed to hold the notes. Okay, then you got The Rainbow, performed by Ween. The Rainbow is, I believe, the song that was used in the episode about, I can't remember if Stan or Kyle had the gay dog. I want to say Stan. Stan had the gay dog. And I believe this was in that episode, and I really like that episode. I thought it was a great episode, and it really upsets me that in Canada, that episode is not available anymore, because I personally thought it had a great message that should have been easy for everybody to understand, and for some reason it's treated as offensive, and I don't understand. Moving on. Tonight is Right for Love. Okay, with Meredith Baxter Burney. Oh, yeah, sorry. Tonight is the Night with Love, and then in brackets with Meredith Baxter Burney. And this is performed by Chef and Meatloaf. First off, I can understand the feel like making love with Meredith Baxter Burney part. Tonight's the night for that. Except for the fact that she's a lesbian, if I remember correctly. That may not have been out yet at this point. I don't know. She was, with that cute little overbite of hers, she was honestly probably the first original MILF. You know, or at least that I can think of. She was definitely the first, because she actually had long hair, whereas most women in the 80s and early 90s had that freaking short, curly, permed out roller crap, you know, that looked like my mom. Meredith Baxter Burney actually had a beautiful, long, blonde, hippie hair. It was great. So sexy. So, yeah, I understand this song. Okay, I get it. It's a good song. Moving on. It's a Rock and Roll performed by Joe Strummer. It's all right, I guess. Mephisto and Kevin performed by Primus. I love this song. Oh my God. I don't know if I really call it a song so much as it's a tale. My biggest complaint about this is actually the chef vocals on it. I would have preferred if Primus had just done all the vocals on it. I think it would have been better that way. But otherwise, this is a great little story kind of thing. Primus does these type of things brilliantly. And then you got Mentally Dull Think Tank remix performed by Vitro, featuring the cast of South Park. This was fun and enjoyable. All the little different clips from the show over the first, season, I think? First 2 seasons. The whole way around, this is honestly a fun album. If you need a good laugh, it's worth putting on for the good laugh. If you're looking for something serious to listen to, there's nothing serious on here. This is why my review of this has not been entirely serious, and I've been rather jokative going through this as well. So that being said, check it out. Have some fun. If you can pick it up for a couple bucks, pick it up for a couple bucks. It's worth it. If you got to pay more than maybe $5 for it, I don't know. It also depends on how much you enjoy comedy albums. I love a good comedy album. At the end of the day, this is a good comedy album. So if you like comedy albums, yeah, that's the way I go, man. Anyways, those are my views, my opinions. By the way, I am loving the last few seasons of South Park. I fell back in love with South Park again. Fell out of love for a little bit. Didn't become a hater. Just didn't have the same affection for it I once had. And then came full circle back around, man. Last few seasons have been great again. All the specials and stuff like that. I thoroughly enjoyed all of it. So, my biggest complaint, we need more albums like this. I think we do. South Park, I think, is long overdue. Anyways, folks, drop me a line. Let me know what you think in the comments. Talk the show, talk the album. Don't care. Like button, subscribe button, bell for notifications. If you could hit those for me, please and thank you. There's a couple links worth checking out. Otherwise, peace, love, take care.